guys and girls, how's it going, and welcome back to another episode of the Madpack with myself, Lewis. Hope you're brilliant, having yourself a great day as always. Now today, I have a bit of a project that I want to kind of start working on. It really serves no practical purpose, so there is no right or wrong way of doing it, I don't think, but it's kind of fun, and it's one of those things that I just want to see whether you can actually do or not. You know, it's a challenge, so I thought I would have a play with that. But before we go into any of it, there has been an update, and I would like to check out some of the new bits. And the main one is probably going to be Open Blocks. Open Blocks has a bit of an update, and there are a few things that I've missed from the previous update, and a couple of little bits and bobs that have been added in this one that I just want to go over and check out, because I do like Open Blocks, and it adds some real funky stuff, and there's a lot of bits that you kind of just ignore, because you don't understand what they are, and then you use it, and you're like, oh my god, that's actually very useful. So that's pretty much how I think of Open Blocks. It's very much, Jesus, it's very useful stuff. That's kind of what I go with, so yes. So when I logged in, I got a what's new in Open Blocks, and apparently now most blocks can now be rotated with tools. What? Hold on, what? Most block can now be rotated with tools? Yes, I thought I was getting that wrong then. Very simple pedometer, and an inventory command installed and restore player's inventory. Using die on guide block now changes marker's colour and sponge on the stick and tiny people. Alright, so we're going to have a little look at the sponge on the stick, tiny people and a pedometer. I think that's what we're going to play with. So let's go into Open Blocks, and we shall have a little gandery see at what these cool things are. So the first one's going to be the sponge on the stick, and I'm pretty sure a sponge on a stick is going to be just like the sponge, but maybe reusable, if that's a thing. So if we grab our wall and see if we've got any slimes. Let's have a look. Slimes. Ooh. Do we have zero slimage? Is that a thing? Is that even possible? Wow, we're actually zero slimage. Unless I can get some from my red chew jelly. Hey, there we go. Nice. So we need these guys to get a sponge on a stick. And we need a stick. Here we go. So is it like that with a sponge? Or just one, possibly? Maybe this way. No. Alright, how do we make this sponge on a stick? Let's have a little looky-see. Ah, alright, so it's like that. Cool! One sponge on a stick. Let's go give this a try. So the sponge, if you don't know what that is, the original Open Block sponge, you can place in liquid, and what it does is it sucks it all up, and then you can go like under lava pits and stuff. But the real good thing is it doesn't allow the water to actually start flowing down. So if we went to an area that has some liquid, let's go over here. I don't really want to touch this because this is my little it's my little area. And look at the amount of squid we have down there in that small hole. A gathering of squid. Many squid. It's the land of squid. Oh my jeez. Can I just get hurt by a squid? Is that a thing? If I just stand here and kill these guys, how many bits are we actually going to get from these? Alright, that was our increase in squidage. Let's see how much calamari I gain from these guys, if I can get down there. Okie dokie. We have a grand total of 19 Ixacs and 8 calamari. Very nice. Okay, right, let's try this. So we've got this horrible pile of sludge that no one likes because it makes you ill. So if I use that, well, hey, alright. So we can do it, and it's reusable and has a little durability bar on it. But look at this. It doesn't allow the liquid to flow. Ooh, after a while it does. And you can you can suck it all up inside your sponge. It's like having your own little personal mop. See, look, I can go, see if I can go right underneath this time. Oh man, did I use up my sponge on a stick? I did. Damn. Alright, well I guess it doesn't last that long. And depending on how much you suck up with it, I guess increases the amount of durability or damage it takes when you use it. Because that sludge wasn't that bad, but doing a whole load of water really did it. But do you see what I mean about how it doesn't really flow once you've used it? So we can go right under here, and if we add more, we can keep going underneath. You can see I'm actually under the water at the minute. How cool is that? So you can use this for making really funky underwater bases. It's perfect. Because I see a lot of people trying to make their base underwater and then they cover it in with dirt and then they mine it out to get rid of the water source blocks. Well, now you can just use a sponge on a stick. Cool. I like it. Right, let's go check out some of the other bits that we have. So we had a sponge on a stick. We've got a pedometer. And a pedometer, for you guys that don't know what it is it traces the amount of steps that you've taken. So you get lots of sporty guys who like to use pedometers, or just guys who are interested on how much they've walked that general day. That's a thing. So we have a pedometer is round here somewhere. I did find it earlier, but it's a little bit... where is it? There it is. Pedometer. So we need a clock, we need some redstone and some of these bits. Okay, right, let's make a pedometer, because this sounds a bit funky. And I've already lost it. No, there it is. Alright, so we'll make a clock. Cool. And let's make this pedometer. Alright, so let's do something with it. I guess if I click... So tracking has started. Okay. So let's go this way. And we'll go up here. Oh, oh, oh. There we go. We'll keep running. Like a madman. I don't think you see many joggers running this fast. And stop. Let's take it. Let's have a look. So starting point. Okay. Average speed. Total distance 259 meters. Huh. And we ran a distance of 158 in a straight line. Ah. Cool. And that was over a distance of 587 ticks. Nice. All right. Well, that's kind of cool, isn't it? And look at that little thing moving in my hand when I'm running. You can see it bugging around and going all up and down and stuff. I like it. So now we're possibly going to get on to the funnest part of this update, which is the little people. And I have never played with little people before, so I have no idea what to expect, but I think they come from a golden egg. So we're going to need some gold. We're going to need an egg. So let's grab an egg. Here we go. We'll pop that in the system. And we'll make ourselves a golden egg. Here we go. Alright, so I have no idea what to do with this. I'm going to go out there and say that now, that it might need something else to work, but we're gonna find out. So let's do over here. I remember watching Mikey on his YouTube channel showing this off, and I think there was blocks flying around and maybe an explosion, so hence why I'm going to go over here and do it. So let's place the egg down. Okay. And now what? Do I do I have to apply a redstone signal? Is that what we need to do? It could very well be a redstone signal. Oh, it's spinning. All right, okay, that's kind of weird. Should I burn it? Should I burn it with fire? It's spinning faster. Everything's gone quiet. Oh! Do you just leave it and eventually it hatches? Is that how it works? It doesn't seem to be getting any faster. Okay. Do I have to break it? It's still spinning. Maybe it just takes time to hatch. Maybe that's a thing. Maybe we have to break it. Do we break it? No, we don't break it. I can't tell if it's getting any faster. I don't think it's getting any faster. Or maybe it really just does take time to work. Alright, I'm going to give it a minute. And we'll see what happens. Oh my lord, things are happening. I've only left it a minute or two and blocks are starting to come up in the ground. This is amazing. What's going to happen? Why is the golden egg going mental like that? Wow. Oh. It's a little person. There's a small person in there. Who is it and what does it want? Oh, it's a mini-me. Oh my god, is it carrying me? It's carrying me. It's a miniature Mikey. That is a thing. What? I don't think these guys actually do much yet. I don't know if I can get him on a leash. Where is he going? Where is he going? He's doing one. Does this guy... Hold on. I wonder if I have the stuff to craft a leash. Do we have the stuff to craft a leash? Let's have a look. I don't think we do. I think we need some more jelly. No, it doesn't look like I have the stuff to craft a leash. Okay. Well, that's definitely different, isn't it? There's going to be a smaller miniature Mikey running around the world for the foreseeable future. That's a thing. Very random indeed. Well, there you go. That's a thing. I guess I'll just let him roam and do his and do his thing. Possibly, probably. Yeah. All right. Well, there you go, guys. That's the those are kind of the new things in Open Blocks. I'm sure there's a few bits that I may have missed, as I didn't really do much research on it. I just saw it and was like, hey, I want to play with those. So we will maybe come back to that at a later point. I might even snag me a wild Mikey at some point. We'll see once I get some slimes, because I need to make a leash, and I don't think you can make a leash without a or a lead without some slimes. Yeah, we need slime balls. We can use was it slime balls, pink slime balls, coagulated blood, gelatinous slime. No, we need slime balls. Unless I have the recipe to make slime balls. We need chew jellies. Can use that stuff. Those guys. No, I'm gonna need to get slimes at some point. Alright, so let's get on with today's main event. And we're going to have a little play with something before I actually put it into a practical purpose. So what I want to do is I want to start having a little mess around with spatial pylons. And if you know what spatial pylons are, they're a part of the applied energistics mod. And what they allow you to do is they allow you to transfer a space inside a cell. Sounds a little bit awkward, but I'll get round to it. I haven't seen too many people playing with these type of things, because I think they're a little bit hard to get your head round if you don't really understand it. But here we go. Let's have a look at spatial. And I want this in NEI sync. There we go. We're going to need to make one of these guys, a spatial I/O port. And for this, we require an ME I/O port, which is 2 of the ME drives. So let's quickly make a couple of ME drives, and we'll pop those in there. And we'll make this guy, and we'll make this guy. There we go. So we've got ourselves our spatial I/O port, and now we're going to need a cell to store the space, a storage cell. Now you can either have a 2x2, or a 2x2x2, a 16x16x16, or a 128 by 128 by 128. We're going to start with a 16x16x16, just to get our head around how it actually works. So to craft these, we need what's called spatial storage blocks, and for these we're going to need 4 of these spatial storage cells, which are made like this. So let's make a few of these, and I'm going to need some more glowstone, aren't I? So let's quickly snag ourselves some glowstone. Let's go back over to our little land over here. Here we go. And we'll grab ourselves some from here, I guess. Just take this out. We'll make a load of glowstone. There we go. Our Never Star's back in. I have hooked this up now with the Never Star generator, which is doing its thing up on the roof in the other place. So we can just leave that. It's going to run. It's going to make power. Everybody's going to be happy. Cool. Let's turn my gravity engine off as well. So let's throw this stuff in here, and we'll make some more of these guys. So we need another... We need some more of these spatial storages. So let's get on with these. There we go. Oh, are you gonna work? There we go. Alright, so we need another 2 of these guys. There we go. And we'll pop these into here to make this one, which is our spatial storage block. And we'll make this one. Cool. So we've got a 16 spatial storage. Righty. So the next thing we're going to need is loads of these spatial pylons. And when I say loads, I mean loads. Like, we're going to need lots of these guys. And to make these, we need loads of quartz glass. So let's craft ourselves loads of quartz glass. There we go. Pop that in there. And we'll make a buttload of these. And we're just going to make pretty much as many as we can to start with. There we go. It's 32. And let's make some more. Can we get a whole stack? We can. Awesome. And make a load more of these. Alright, so we got 64 spatial pylons. I think that's probably going to be enough. And we are going to need a load of ME cables as well. So let's grab a buttload of ME cables. So this setup, you can only have one per system as far as it goes. and you can't have any more than that. So if you want to make 2 of these setups once I've made it, you're going to need 2 separate systems. And remember, you can make separate systems with different coloured lines. So your ME cables can be they can be changed colours, and that will signify a different system. Or you can just set up a different system entirely. So I'm actually going to have my system here, and I'm going to set another system up inside my magical era. Because remember, the one that's in there at the minute is still linked to this system. They're still running off of the same internal ME controller. So we're going to need a separate system for being able to do what I want to do. But we've got ourselves this guy. We've got a 16 by 16 by 16 as far as it goes. So let's think of a good place to do this, where we're going to have a little bit of free space. Which is actually kind of hard, because there's not many places in my base that have much in the way of free space. Unless we go to... It might be worth going to our other dimension and having a little play there. But I do need all this power. You see all of these energy cells? There's a reason behind these energy cells. I wonder what's behind this wall. Not too much. Okay, well, let's make a smaller one, shall we? Let's make a small one. So I'm going to set these guys up here. So we'll do this. There we go. And the maximum that we can have is 16 by 16 by 16. So that's currently... What's that? Let's bring it out a little bit. So we'll bring it out to here. There we go. And then we'll bring it along. So what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's bring this up. There we go. And same along here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And we'll probably raise them 1 more. Alright. So this is the area inside that we can move. So anything that's inside these pylons, we can use. So anything that's basically like... let's go with that one. Anything from here, like that, and up to the top of here, we can is available for our pylons. Nothing that's inside the actual pylon line. So anything that's here would not work. Alright. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to test this. And we're going to see if this actually works. So let me put down my spatial I/O port. And we'll pop this guy... I don't know, we'll pop it here. And we'll need to connect all of these up. So that we can go to there. Bring these ones along like that. Like that. There we go. And like that. So these are now all connected. You can see they've lit up. They're doing their thing. They're connecting power via our energy cells, because this one's connected to an energy cell. So it's actually kind of handy I did that, because it means I'm going to use loads of cables to get it around everywhere. But once they're all good and powered, you're going to see they're going to turn from that kind of reddy pinky colour to this purpley colour. And that means they're powered, they're set, they're good. And that obviously goes into here. So what it's going to do is it's going to tell us the amount of power that's required for it to do what it needs to do. So dependent on the amount of spatial pylons you have, depends on the amount of efficiency that you have as well. So our current efficiency is 48.4%. Our required power is 4,830 kAE. And we have 16,000 because I have all of these energy cells. So hence why I have all these energy cells. Now, if we wanted to improve the efficiency, we would need to place down more spatial pylons. So I could go ahead and put... we could put another couple here. So I could put some like this. There we go. And that's going to increase our efficiency to 60.6. So let's do this again. Let's put another few of these guys here. And better the efficiency, I believe, is cheaper the cost. Yes, the required cost is 2,283. But obviously you're using more spatial pylons. So you're using up more of your overall resources to do so. And let's bring this up 1 more. There we are. And we'll put another set here. Why not? So we'll do this. And really, to be most efficient, you're going to want to go ahead and get it to roughly about 100%. So we're at 96.9%. That's more than enough for me, because I want a little area to get in like that. So there we go. We've done that. You can also, I believe, you can build them sideways. So you can build them along if you don't want to build them up. But you need to designate an area. So you can see we've designated this area inside here. So let's get our spatial storage, and we're going to pop it in there like that. Now we are going to need to get ourselves a lever, so let's go grab a lever, or anything that applies a redstone signal. So let's do this. Quickly make ourselves a lever. I'm not actually going to be able to make a lever, am I? Because I haven't got any... Because I'm voiding out all of my cobblestone. Alright, let's see if I've got a bit of wood somewhere that I can quickly nab. There we go. Cool. So let's pop this guy on here like this. And now we're going to build something. Alright, so I've made my house. I went and used some wood. I've style points here, guys. I've used stone brick, so I think I deserve a cookie for that. And this is a demonstration house, so I've gone kind of all out right here. But there we go. So we've got a house. I've made a little step to go up to it. Now, one thing that you do want to do with the spatial pylons is you want to try and leave yourself a area at the bottom and an area above, because they're counted as a part as which the pylons will read. It has to be like think of a box, basically. So the box has to have the box has to have a bottom, and it has to have a top to it for it to work, which is basically these areas here. So where I'm standing is actually a place in which I'm pretty sure you can't put anything, otherwise the spatial pylons will read it. Or they won't read it, as they believe it's a part of the exterior of the box. The same for the bottom. So there we go. So I've made that guy. He's looking good. He's looking funky. We've got windows, so he's a fully fledged house. And we've got a little step to go up here. Our spatial port is good. So let's place this in. And are you ready for this, guys? Poof. There we go. Oh, yeah. One house disintegrated into the void. Remember, it's not going to take this one, because these are within the exterior of the spatial square that we basically have. Or the rectangle. So it's not going to go ahead and take this one. But now what we can do is we can place this back in here again. And inside here at the minute is our house. So I can go like this, poof, and bam. We have one house back again. How cool is that? That is amazing. That is beyond amazing. That is too amazing. Here we go. So I'm going to do something really stupid now, guys, that I probably shouldn't do. But I think I can get out if I'm lucky. I think. So let's grab a chest. This is for science purposes, and you know, if you're a scientific person, you need to make sacrifices. I'm going to make a sacrifice. So let's go like this. And I'm going to take off all this gear and put this like this. This is under the influence that I need to delete my player data. I could make a little redstone contraption to pull it in and out, but I'm going to show you what happens if you go inside a cell. Because yes, you can go inside a cell. It is a thing. So I really don't care about calamari. I should, but I don't for some reason. So let's do this. We'll put those in there. All this stuff. My Baconator. My backpack. My Melvin Jr. is the only thing that I'm going to keep. Because I think I can get back with my Rod of Return. It does allow me to jump out of dimensions. It is set to dimension 0. So it is a dimension jumper. And I think this is classed as a dimension. We're about to find out. Alrighty then. Oh, maybe we should have some torches as well. Should we have some torches? They're probably going to come in a little bit handy, aren't they? Have I got any torches around here that I can grab? I did move them all because I made chandeliers. There might be some torches out here. Ah, here we go. Alright. Let's grab these. Man, I feel horribly slow. Alright, here we go. So, we're going to go inside our spatial storage cell. Like I say, it is actually something that you can do. So it's ready to go. Get in the house. There we go. Let's lay some torches. Cool. And can I reach it from here? I should be able to reach it. Oh man, this better work. What? Alright. We're inside, I think. If I F3, our location is storage cell. So we're inside a storage cell. I shouldn't be able to go past it because the cell itself is only as big as the pylons. So anywhere outside here, you can see I can't actually get out. If the pylons were further apart, say the pylons were one further apart, I would actually be able to get out and I'd have a 1 block area in which I could walk around the house. But look at that. Isn't that cool? Isn't that funky? I like it. Let's hope I don't have to delete my player dat. Let's try and go home. And I made it. Luckily made it. Although I don't know if I can get back into my area now. Can I go around this way? I think I can go around this way. Yeah. So this invention gives many possibilities for things that you can do. So let's bring the house back. There we go. Alright, you see the torches and things are still working. I'm not too sure about modded blocks. It's something I'm going to try in another world, just in case it doesn't work and I go breaking something or whatnot. Sometimes modded blocks don't like to be used with these type of things, so I'll have to check that out. But think of this, guys. So you have a spatial pylon setup, and if we remember to look in here, the largest we can go is 128 by 128 by 128 in size. You could move a small mountain with that type of thing. That's like 128 blocks. It's a little bit big. It's probably more than 10, I would say. So, yeah. Now, this is going to lead on to a little thing that I want to play with, a little invention I want to make with the spatial pylons, but I wanted to show you first how they work and what they do. But that's basically that. So you can store a location of storage, a spatial area inside one of these cells. And now I can take this out, and my house is inside a spatial storage. I could take this to another one of our systems. So remember, like I say, you can only have this on one system, and everything in this AE area, including in the other dimension, is all classed under one system, which is controlled by this ME controller. So, if we was to make another one of these, and we wanted to put this, move it somewhere else, so if I didn't want to break all this, place this somewhere else, and then put it back again, I would need a whole other system. So that's one thing to remember, but there we go. So I could place that back in there, and bam, I have my house back. How cool is that? Alright guys, well that's going to be that for this episode. I shall see you soon for another. Have yourself a great day, have a good one, as always. And goodbye.